Hi students, myself Poornima, your biology educator. So in this class we will study human health and disease. So what is health? So health is a state of complete physical, mental as well as the social well-being, but not only just the absence of the disease. It is very important not only we are avoiding the disease but also we must be physically active, mentally as well as socially well and good. So, health is an influenced by our genetic factors, infections, and the healthy lifestyle. Balanced diet, hygiene, exercise, eating good food, positive thinking helps in the good health. Disease. What is disease then? Disease is any condition that disturbs normal body or mind and the function and shows signs and the symptoms. So when we get the disease, does it only shows or without any symptom will it come? No, it will show some of the signs as well as the symptom will be shown when the disease is going to occur. Next, the scientist. There are several scientists' name it is there. Father of medicine. Who is the father of medicine? Hippocrates. Then he gave the explanation of the disease for the first time. Father of surgery is the Susruta. He used non-poisonous leeches as an anticoagulant during surgery. Father of Ayurveda is Charaka, and he gave the gave a concept of digestive metabolism and immunity. Father of modern pathology is Rudolf Virchow. Father of immunity, Edward Jenner. And father of blood grouping is C. Landsteiner. Father of modern bacteriology, Robert Koch. Father of modern bacteriology was the Robert Koch, where he mainly gave the information about the anthrax, TB, and cholera. Nobel Prize for Odorant Receptor is given to Richard Axel and Linda B. Buck. So these are the name of the important scientists and their contribution towards the medical field. So next, so let us study about the congenital disease. So what is this congenital disease? These are the diseases which we acquire during the time of the birth. So let us see the definition first. Structure or functional defect present at the time of the birth. Why it is caused? It is caused by the single gene mutation. So what is mutation? It is a sudden inheritable and the irreversible change that is occurred in the genes, that is called as the mutation. Examples for the congenital disease, it is alkaptonuria, phenylketonuria, albinism, sickle cell anemia, hemophilia, and color blindness. So next type disease is the chromosomal abnormality. So one type disease will be our congenital disease and the other type is the chromosomal abnormalities. Chromosomal abnormalities means it is the one that is also caused during the time of the birth only, but there is some changes or some problem within our the chromosomes. Example, Down syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, Turner syndrome. Environmental factors. So because of the environmental factors also we get the disease during the time of the birth. But this environmental disease or environmental factor disease, that is not an inherited from our parents or grandparents, but it is a purely depends upon our surrounding environment. Example, cleft palate, hair lip. So let us study the different types of the disease, that is the acquired disease. The first one was the congenital disease that was present during the time of the birth, and the second is the acquired disease. The name itself it is suggesting that acquired means the disease that is present after the birth. After the birth, if the disease is present or disease is developed, then you can term it as the acquired disease. Here there are also two types. The first type is communicable disease. So what does the communicable disease means? If the disease is spreading from one person to other person, then you can call it as the communicable disease. And next one is the non-communicable disease, means the disease is not going to spread from one person to another person. So let's first study about the communicable or infectious disease. Easily spread from one person to, that is, the infected person to a healthy person, caused by pathogens such as bacteria, virus, fungi, and parasites. How it can spread from one infected person to other person? By means of air, water, food, contact, or the body fluids. So usually when the person come with the contact of the infected person, the disease is going to be spread. Examples: AIDS, common cold. Usually how it is prevented? Usually we can prevent it by the hygiene as well as by the vaccination. And addition to that, when such infected person are present, we must maintain the distance from them. Maintaining distance is also plays a very important role in preventing the communicable disease. Next is about the second type was non-infectious or non-communicable disease. It do not spread from one person to another person. Yes, caused by the factors other than the pathogens. So in the previous we have studied that communicable disease was causing by means of the pathogens, but here in the non-infectious disease, it is other than the pathogens are playing an important role. Either it may be the genetic disorder, or our lifestyle, or the environmental factors. Oftenly these are the diseases that will be present for often long time period. Common example is cancer, diabetes. Prevented by the healthy lifestyle and the regular checkups, regular meeting of the doctors, their advice, consultation is very much necessary. So these are the different two types of the disease, that is the communicable disease as well as the non-communicable disease. So let us look at the bacterial disease first. In this slide we have given some of the example that is most important for your examination point of view. So in the bacterial disease, the first one is the typhoid. Typhoid is usually caused by the bacterium Salmonella typhi. Bacteria enters small intestine through contaminated food and the water. It enters our body and it is spreading to the different organs by means of the blood. What is the symptom of typhoid? Usually it causes the high fever, weakness, stomach pain, headache, and loss of the appetite. Vidal test is used for confirmation of the typhoid. Please keep remember Vidal test. It is an important test that is used to confirm the typhoid. Most of the time they have asked it as a important question also. Hello students, are you preparing for NEET, JEE or KCET? Looking for the right guidance to achieve your dream rank? Welcome to Global Academy live coaching classes, single point and complete solution for competitive exam preparation. Specially designed for 11th and 12th or PUC 1 and 2 students, combining board syllabus with entrance exam coaching. New batches starting from 25th March 2026 for the academic year 2026-27. Course fees 9,999. Now, with 50% discount, enroll for just 4,999 for the entire course. Limited seats available. Enroll today. For any enquiry, call to these numbers, scan QR code for easy payment. Then the other disease is the pneumonia. It is caused by the bacteria Streptococcus pneumoniae and Haemophilus influenza. It is going to infect the alveoli of the lungs, means it is affecting our respiratory system. Alveoli is will be filled with the fluid that reduces the breathing efficiency. Usually alveoli consist of the air sac, right? If the air sac is healthy, and then only we can respire, but this air sac, if it is filled by the fluid, that makes the breathing, what the breathing will be usually reduced, or the breathing will be difficulty. Next, spreads by inhaling droplets. How it is spreading? By inhaling droplets, aerosols from the infected person, sharing glasses, utensils. The symptom will be usually fever, chill, cough, and in the severe cases, lips, fingers, nails will be turning into bluish color, and that is because of the low oxygen quantity. The other type is the protozoan disease that includes mainly malaria, amoebiosis. Malaria is transmitted by the Anopheles, that is a female mosquito. It is caused by the female mosquito. So let us study some of the important bacterial disease one by one. Chlore Chloria, that is commonly comma shaped. How the particular bacteria it is there, comma shaped, where it is going to affect, it is affecting the intestine and the parts of the digestive tract. Severe diarrhea, vomiting will be present. That is caused by the contaminated food and water, and that can be cured within 2 to 3 days. See in this particular slide, the disease, its causal agent, and the place where it is going to affect, that is mainly important. Okay, so pneumonia is caused by the diplococcus or streptococcus pneumonia, that is mainly causing or affecting the lungs. What are its symptoms? Sudden chill, fever, chest pain, cough, difficulty in the breathing. That is how it is caused, or how it is getting inside the body by patient's symptom. Then one, it is usually that will be present for 1 to 3 days. Next, typhoid. Typhoid is caused by Salmonella typhi, that is infecting small intestine. Constant fever, weakness, constipation, stomach pain, it will be there. It is contaminated, or it is getting inside. How we will get the particularly disease typhoid? By eating the contaminated food and water, either directly or through the flies, right? That usually the disease will be for nearly 1 to 3 weeks. Next, tetanus. Tetanus is caused by the bacterium Clostridium tetani. It mainly affect all the kind of tissue, not only a particular muscle tissue or any heart tissues, but it is going to affect all the tissues of our body. So usually there will be painful in our muscles. It is going to cause the paralysis, and that is going to affect our nervous system also. And by usually when how it is going to spread, by means of any cut or wounds. If the cut and wounds are not properly treated, then this bacteria can enter our body and cause the disease. Now, the next one is diphtheria, that is caused by the chronic bacterium diphtheria. Mainly the site of the infection is the membrane of the nose throat, that makes throat difficult in talking as well as for swallowing. That is mainly because of the oral and the nasal discharges of the infected person can enter into an other healthy person. Okay, the other disease is the plague. The very most important disease is the plague. You can also call it as black death. It is caused by the pathogen Pasteurella pastris, where the exact place is the blood and the lymph portion. The main symptom is painful lymph nodes. Usually the lymph nodes, wherever it is present, we are getting the pain. The mode of infection by the rat fly. It is a small insect, rat fly, that bite on the lower extremities. And the head lice means the head lice that is present in the hair, that is also causing the disease, for that transmit the disease from germ from one man to another man. We know that the lice will not stay at one place, right? It is moving from one head to other head of the person, or from one body of the hair person to other body. So while moving, it is carrying the germs also. Next, the disease is leprosy. Leprosy is caused by the pathogen Mycobacterium leprae. The habitat will be skin, mucous membrane, peripheral nerves. Then the main symptom is hypopigmented skin, means it is very less. Usually the pigment must be normal, but when there is a less pigmentation, we will call such condition as the hypopigmented skin. There will be certain patches, white color patches, skin patches will be present. Ulcers and deformity of the digits, means our fingers will be slightly deformed, means it is not like the exact shape, it is slightly deformed. Usually the mode of infection by long and close contact with the patients. Next, the syphilis Treptonema palladium. The habitat is the oral, genital, rectal mucosa. Usually the main symptom, what it is showing the symptom will be the ulcers on the genital portion, and by means of the mode of infection is the contact from one person to another. Gonorrhea, the other disease is gonorrhea, that is the Neisseria. Gonorrhea is the pathogen that is causing the gonorrhea. The habitat is urogenital mucosa, means it is causing the infection for the urinary tract. Usually what happens, it main symptom is there is some burning sensation while urinating, and it is by means of the sexual contact between the persons. And the other is the diarrheal disease. Diarrheal disease is caused by several different pathogens such as Escherichia coli, Salmonella, Campylobacter. These are the disease, and the habitat exact the place is the intestine. And food poisoning, usually what how it is entering our body by means of the food, by means of the contaminated food and water. So what are the symptoms this disease, diarrhea disease is showing? It is having the some abdominal cramps, diarrhea, constipation will be seen. So next is about the viral disease. So till here you have studied about the bacterial disease, and in this slide you are going to study about the viral disease. So influenza, it is caused by the virus myxovirus influenzae. Mucous membrane of respiratory tract, that is the habitat. And the main what the how it is transmit, how the disease will be caused by the nasal discharge, sneezing, coughing, fever, and the body ache. And that is mainly by contamination is occurring by means of the droplets from nose and the throat. Smallpox, it is by different kind of virus, variable virus will be involved. And symptoms will be skin rashing, changes from pustules then to the scabs, mainly by the contact of the infected person. Then the chicken pox, Varicella zoster, that mainly the infection symptom is like skin sores that open and emit the fluid, that is also by contact of the person. Measles, the other disease is the other viral disease is measles, that is caused by rubella virus. And here the symptom is it shows the fever, then inflammation in the nasal mucous membrane, loss of appetite, red watery eyes. By droplets from the nose and the throat, the infection is getting our body. And the most important disease is the rabies, that is caused by the virus rabies virus, that the main location will be the brain and spinal cord. How it is caused by the by the biting or the having the saliva of the rabid dog. Rabid dog means the mad dog, and the mad dog or the monkey and the cat. Biting behavior, usually the symptom will be the person just he will start what behaving or barking like the dog, that is inability to swallow or the severe headache. So in this class you have studied what is health, what is disease, the types of disease, that is acquired and the congenital disease, and among them also communicable and non-communicable disease. Further you have studied about the bacterial disease as well as the viral disease. So in the next class we are going to study the about malaria and other diseases in detail. Thank you.